Hey everyone, it's Kong. This is technically a fireside chat. As you can see, I've got my fire right here. I just have a few little rapid fire things I want to chat about, so this will be pretty quick. The first thing I want to talk about is the results of the Freekong free bag voting. The second thing I want to talk about is some valuable updates to some community sources for information. And the third thing I want to talk about is just a little reminder about a fun giveaway that we have going on. Alright, let's get into it. First of all, Bernhardt was the clear winner of the green bag voting, beating Ledden and Shelfaniel by a couple hundred votes, so we'll go ahead and pull him right now. The voting for the other two bags was a bit closer. The Elwin and Liana combo got 87 votes, while the Tiaris and Luna combo got 70. All the other characters were much further behind, so I want to narrow the contest down to just these two combos now and take a more in-depth look at what they actually do for me. First, I think it's worth mentioning a couple of points that are important to clarify. A lot of the comments on the last video were from people who mentioned units who helped carry them through the early game, or who were helpful for clearing PvE and so on. So it's important to set the context that Freekong is in the endgame and done with basic PvE. Story, time rifts, the basic Secret Realm stuff like Eternal Temple, all the dragons and all that stuff's all done. Another comment that came up is that most people have Elwin, so Freekong picking Elwin would make these videos easier to follow along with. I've said this before, and it's kind of been my design intention right from when I first started this account. The point of Freekong is definitely not to make budget battle clear videos that people can follow. I know it's annoying when Shizuka or someone posts a video using characters you don't have, but Freekong, in my opinion, is even worse for this, because the characters I use are ones that you really shouldn't be building up. I'd rather you try to find a substitute for your missing Helena or Rosalia than dump a bunch of resources into Lance or Hashiba just to clear a battle the same way I did. The point of this is more to demonstrate that you can clear most battles with anyone you have available. And of course to do hilarious stuff. Is Elwin hilarious? So on that note, let's start looking at Elwin and Liana. If I pick this combo, I get a complete Elwin, including SP, and a complete Liana. Elwin is good for dragons and Eternal Temple, but like I said, they're all dead. Hein would get plus 20% HP, 15% defense, and 20% magic defense from completing his defensive bond and his SP class. He also gets access to sorceresses, which he'll never use because he has fairies, and his SP, 1C, and 2C skills. The 1C is the Act Again, and the 2C is the Pick from 3 single target AoE and teleport skill. I can live without these. Captain Mac would get access to his attack bond and center heart bond. I'm not sure where I would use him yet though, maybe as a discount generic buffer like Rosalia. And Scott would get access to his attack bond. Not that that would really make him more usable. I guess I could throw him into an extreme meme R-only team at some point. Elwin is only used for Hugin and Munin, which is currently B rank, but the more important units there are Narm and some other archers. Liana could be used for Fenrir, but he's already S rank. She could also be used for Needhog. Elwin and Liana both get used for the vast majority of normal Ragnarok of the Realm clears. In PvP, Liana is always a reliable option, but Elwin is basically out of the meta. Obviously, Freekong has no choice but to use units that are out of the meta. It is what it is. He's a horse guy who goes far and hits stuff, like Parn or Lance. Or in his base form, he's a sword guy who heals back up after fighting, like Bern or Lewin. Now, if I were to go with Tiaris and Luna, I get a complete Tiaris and a complete Luna. Neither of them has an SP class right now, but I would say Luna's probably pretty high on the list in terms of priority to get one. I would also complete D-Heart's attack bond, which for an assassin makes him not useless. So the D-Heart definitely outweighs the Captain Mac or the Scott, for example. I get the defensive bond for Gerald and Layla, who can be used in Jormungandr, which is hanging at an A+ rank. Defensive bond for Gerald and Layla is about equivalent of the defensive bond for Hein. I also get the attack bond for Lewin. 15% more attack will definitely help this guy, and people don't feel guilty about me using him in Apex. So attack bond for Lewin is again definitely more valuable than attack bond for Mac or Scott. Tiaris and Luna are both used in Needhog, where I only have an E rank right now. They can also both help G and L push Jormungandr over the top, and in terms of Nidhogg impact, I would say Tiaris is way more helpful than Liana, so in terms of Ancient Beckoning, the Tiaris and Luna team wins again. They're used in about as many of the meta Ragnarok of the Realms clears as the other team. In PvP, Tiaris is a bit more niche than Liana, mainly being used to help spur assassins with her 3C's attack blessing and Moby boosting effects. Luna is about as meta as Elwin, which is to say, not a main unit, but she can be used as a niche rush enabler. Unlike Elwin, who is just a damaging horseman, Luna does two unique things. Decreases incoming magic damage, this would have been pretty helpful on my recent Freya clear, and boosting ally mobility. Actually make that 3 unique things, because I don't have a Princess Alliance faction buff yet. So in terms of PvP, I probably give Liana a slight edge over Tiaris. In terms of overall buffing, I give Luna an edge over Elwin. Anyway, carrying on the spirit of the fun competition we've been having, I'm going to create a new community poll and narrow the voting down to just these 2 teams. The Tiaris vote was split between a few options last time, so it'll be interesting to see if this changes things. Another interesting division to note was that on the YouTube community vote, Elwin and Liana were slightly ahead of Luna and Tiaris, but the voting in my Discord server had Luna and Tiaris ahead by about twice as many votes. So check out my community page or Concord, or make your thoughts known once again in the comments below. I'll run this for like another week or so and tally things up, and then we will go from there. If it's not obvious, I feel like I kind of prefer Luna and Tiaris. For whatever reason I can't quite place, Elwin and Liana just kind of feels a little bit like cheating to me. It's not, but it kind of feels like it. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is some updates to community resources that I think you might find valuable. First, everyone always asks me if Wikigrisser is dead. Well, I'm not affiliated with Wikigrisser, so I don't really have the power to do anything about it, but I do know that they've been actively working on getting some back-end updates running. Lo and behold, the day I recorded this video, they've got a bunch of new information posted. All the characters up to and including Isolde and Jace. So I bet that progress will be encouraging enough for them to keep working on more updates. Second, for folks who want a backup plan in case Wikigrisser gets behind again, community member Pi Miko has launched a site called Banner News. It's originally in Russian, but they do have an English version as well, so I'll drop the link in the description below, and you can check it out if you're interested. They have all the characters on there up to the current Chinese MU, and they're working on adding more depth to the hero pages, like casting materials and stuff like that. Finally, many of you have already joined This Old Neon's Discord, aka Concord, but if you haven't, no pressure, here's what you're missing. It's not even primarily a Wikigrisser Discord. The main chat tends to be about video games in general, books, anime and TV, Three Kingdoms, and other hobbies. There is, of course, a nice Wikigrisser section, and we have dedicated news channels with summaries of all the upcoming monthly updates, including banners, new exclusive equipment, casting passives, and events. It's a nice substitute for the front news page of Wikigrisser with a little extra info all at your fingertips. The link to the Discord is also in the description below. Finally, let's talk about this little Lana. Zilong mailed her to me way back in the early days of the Strategy Squad as a reward for basically making videos like these. So back then, I set the, at the time, fairly lofty goal of having a summoning fest and a giveaway for this Lana figurine when I reach 5,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. Back then it seemed fairly ambitious, but now it's definitely within reach. We're only about 400 subscribers away, and you might be one of them. So if you haven't already, please consider giving this video a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, consider joining a channel membership. We do have a very affordable, super affordable 99-cent tier, and also ring the notification bell. All of those things are valuable metrics that help my channel a lot. Hopefully we'll hit 5,000 really soon, and then this Lana can depart from my studio and find a new home on one of your display shelves. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll catch you in the next one. Happy Wikigrising.